was a young child, my grandparents would drive me from Asheville to Blowing Rock on the Blue Ridge Parkway, introducing me to the simultaneous majesty and humility of the rolling Appalachian Mountains. The road itself gracefully wraps around the mountain's highest peaks, weaves in between soft hills covered in grass and livestock, and heaves through long tunnels that have been blown through the rock. Being on the Parkway for the first time as a child, I was exposed to the quiet power of a beautiful drive at a young age, and the memory and impact stayed with me into my adolescence and teenage years. Everything in these experiences was by design. The individuals and committees that played a hand in designing and constructing the Parkway created a curated driving experience through the Blue Ridge Mountains' stunning panoramic views and its little farms, creeks, and fields. The Parkway itself is a 469-mile-long road that winds through the southern Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina and Virginia, making it the United States' longest linear park. A New York landscape architect named Stanley Abbott was the Parkway's primary designer, and he focused on what he called the spice of the Parkway, the diversity of sweeping panoramic views and more intimate countryside moments. The entirety of the Parkway, unlike any other national park, was planned down to the smallest detail. Perhaps it would have been easier for the road to follow the peaks of mountains only and to skip the valleys entirely, or vice versa. However, Abbott was more interested in displaying the nuances and variety of southern Appalachia, both its panoramic views and its shake-roofed houses. He described what may have been considered a bland experience of one grand view after another as akin to a musical fortissimo, and noted that fortissimo mixed with a little pianissimo creates a more interesting song. Stanley Abbott's passion and interest in the Blue Ridge Parkway led to the ultimate completion of the project, designed to be low speed and enjoyable for the drive's entire duration. Some of the most breathtaking segments of the Parkway are viaducts, long bridge-like structures that are suspended over rocky or otherwise impassable terrain. Not only is the experience of the drive a dance between the imposing and the intimate, the road exists as a dance between the beauty and artistry of landscape architecture and the sharp mathematics of road engineering. Perhaps the most impressive of the Parkway's viaducts is the Lynn Cove Viaduct near Grandfather Mountain, North Carolina. Constructed as the last leg of the Parkway and completed in 1987, it is an incredibly complex system that is still considered one of the most complicated bridge structures in the world. The Parkway's engineers faced a tough conundrum, building a highway without damaging the fragile ecosystem of one of Earth's oldest mountains. So the viaduct itself was constructed from the top down, minimizing environmental impact from construction and almost completely, as no additional construction road was required for heavy on-the-ground equipment. The Lynn Cove Viaduct, as well as the other viaducts along the Parkway, exist explicitly as environmentally protected features, something that the Parkway itself exemplifies. There's tons to experience along the Parkway beyond the drive. There are plenty of places to park and hike into the Appalachian wilderness. There are also lots of cultural stops, like the Folk Arts Center just outside of Asheville, which highlights and exhibits southern Appalachian folk crafts like beading, doll making, pottery, quilt making, Cherokee crafts, and more. My personal experiences on the Blue Ridge Parkway are shared by millions of other people every year. Having the opportunity to see natural and cultural beauty in the state I call home is a privilege given to me by the intersection of design and science. Federal investment in the Blue Ridge Parkway allows for the continued uplifting of Appalachian beauty, and while the federal government will likely never be finished investing in the Parkway, it is a gift that continues to give. It connects travelers to the past, to nature, and to culture, and that is a governmental investment that will always be worthwhile.